So, as many of you know, I have the honor and privilege of teaching this year's practitioner studies. And when I say it's an honor and a privilege, I feel like that's the grossest understatement of the world. I am so blessed, especially now, there are no coincidences, that I get to sit in a room of brilliant minds who are just so expansive and entered the room expansive and questioning and knowing who they are in a really profound way. And then to get to watch them just take it to the next level, to get them to see them coming alive and that spark ignite is just one of the greatest honors truly of my life. And one of these people is one of my favorite people on the planet, I just have to say. I know, she gets very shy when I see these things, but it's just so true. So I would like for you all to give a warm welcome to the amazing Swan Draper. Hello, hello. Oh.
What is up, Rev Tiff?
What is up? Almost Rev Swan.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know, I love it. Are you going to go by Rev Swan or Rev Draper? Like, have we thought about this?
Both.
You're going to do both?
People the option.
Yeah. Don't hyphenate your name ever, because then you become like Tiffani Milne or Tiffani Eileen Milne or Tiffani Milne. And
you get to express complexity that way.
I do.
Though.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
Gorgeous.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, what's our theme?
Our theme is love
in action.
Yes. Love
Awesome.
in action.
So, what does that look like as a practitioner one student and a student of life?
Oh, it can look like so many things. But as Mindy was singing that gorgeous, inspiring song, I was reminded of a little story. On last Sunday, I was in a store, and I was walking back to my car, and I had a beautiful interaction with the teller, and everybody in the store was just lifted a little bit. There's this sort of vibe going on. I don't know if we're going to touch on that or if anyone can feel that, etc. But when love in action to me is when you can interact with human beings and come from a place of love, open up your heart. And as I was walking back to my car, there was a man who approached me asking for $1, and I had $1 left. And I said, oh yeah, I've got $1 left. And as soon as he heard my voice, something changed because he said, hey ma'am, can I please have $1? And then something kind of clicked. But we got to have a fun, joking interaction, and that frown turned right the heck upside down. Because we were two human beings in a parking lot, enjoying life together. And he took my last $1. But I was willing to give it to him.
But you gave your last $1.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Because you understand the law of reciprocity, and at some point you got two.
Yes,
yes,
that's right. I'll get that once I'm a reverend.
That's right. No, no, you're getting it now. You know, it was very interesting because I talked to Swan before, actually Wednesday night after class, and I had a conversation, and I was like, I felt called to have a conversation with you as a trans woman, and understanding and getting a greater access and awareness of understanding. And also recognizing that I didn't want to be, like, it is not your job to educate us on what it feels like to be a trans woman in society and in the world, right? But you kind of touched on that, and when in your story of the conversation with the dollar and the exchange,
I wanted to broach the subject.
You wanted to, intuit. Let's just do it. Because I feel like what you touched on is, when we are love in action, and no matter who we are, no matter how we show up in the world or what form we take, when we show up in the world as love in action, when we show up with the consciousness of I only have $1 and yes, it can be yours, that bridges any perception, any judgment, any whatever. And like, we need more of that. We need to be able to have that conversation and to acknowledge the elephant in the room instead of dancing around it because I don't want to offend or whatever, to just say,
There's a way to gracefully appreciate our diversity as human beings, as expressions of consciousness, and it's infinite. So and I love to say that, that's been my new motto, consciousness is infinite, but it really helps smooth out all of the differences of a perceived other. And just having a nice interaction with a stranger where you can both smile at each other, and yeah, there's like some difference, and then you get to learn that, oh my goodness gracious, like we're both here. We're both on the same ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And you talked about like even Sundance. You and I had that conversation about how you showed up differently. Well, we had this conversation. Now you're going to have this conversation too. I probably
cheating out enough. I'm sorry.
Should we just have this conversation on our own and forget that they're there? The consciousness that you showed up with at Sundance and the difference that it made in your interactions and the world.
Yes, I love to be anxious about stuff. So I hide it through song. No, I was concerned. I was happy to be going with a team of very supportive people, and I, throughout my transition, I've been thinking like, oh my God, bathrooms. I'm supposed to be afraid of bathrooms. Everyone's supposed to be afraid of bathrooms. And so I've conditioned it into my mind, just like certain people wanted me to. And yes, Delaney, I'm so glad you're here. And I just went, and I knew I deserved to be going to Sundance. I deserved to get on that plane to Utah. I wrote a song that was featured in some very good friends' short film, and we deserved to be there. And we got to go, and I never once used this is gonna sound so silly, but I need to just say it. I never once used the men's bathroom. It's a weird thing to clap for, right? But it doesn't, it's strange that we have to live in a...
But it's not.
You know?
Because it is. Do you know what but it's not.
And it was never an issue. It was always just very comfortable, just like any bathroom experience in an airport or a bar or a restaurant or a movie theater should be. I did not expect to talk about
Yeah, I mean, Dr. James... Dr. James leaves me in charge for a week. We start talking about going to the bathroom. Like, happy Sunday,
bathroom
everyone.
Humor time.
But you know what I loved about that story more so than bathrooms or whatever, because it does seem like, oh, we're applauding for bathrooms. But you started that story with you knew you deserved to be there. And the consciousness with which you show up in the world today that's what I'm talking about, this transformation when you get to see those shifts. Unapologetically walking into Sundance, because damn it, I wrote a feature song. I wrote a song in a short. And to celebrate that and to be there and to be able to live comfortably out in the world. And the end of the story is that people treated you that way too, right?
Precisely. I remembered who I was, and therefore, the world was knowing me as who I am.
Yep. Yeah. When we remember that we are always safe as God, when we remember that we are this infinite intelligence, when we remember how powerful we are and dynamic we are, and that we have something to contribute. You have so much to contribute and to offer this world.
Thank you.
And to show up in that energy, then the world goes, yep, hot damn. Yeah.
There was a bit of that. Some famous actresses bought me a little beverage at a
establishment. See? Ooh.
Shout outs, Polly.
Polly?
Happy Valentine's Day. Anyway.
I love you so much. So much. Thank you. And thank you for being willing and having the bravery to have the conversations and to indulge me, because I feel like it's hard to know what is mine to do in this world right now. Anybody else feel that? I don't know how I'm supposed to show up or advocate or what being an ally looks like. I often feel like it's hard, but I got this sense in the moment that this is what's mine to do, is to just show up in the loving energy and be willing to ask the questions and have the conversation and to be love expressing love in connection here with you. And so thank you for that opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes. Coming soon, Rev Swan to a sanctuary near you. All right. Should we?
It won't all be about bathrooms, I promise.
Well, then just kidding. We're not giving you the license. No. All right. This is where you get to shine and decide how we do the affirmation.
Let's stand.
Ooh.
I don't know. Let's, do you guys want to wiggle a little bit?
Yes!
Yeah. Just like loosen it. What's up? All right.
It's there too, if that's easier for you.
Yes, it is. Oh, thank you. And hello to everyone at home. Let's do it just one beautiful, vibrant, straight from the heart, blasting out all over the universe, all together at the same time. I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
I activate love with every choice I make. Swan Draper, everyone.
Woo!
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing. But you already know that. All right.